Well, let me start by giving you a little background. I'm 67 years old now. The first time I came to Saratoga, I was 17 years old. Drove up here in my landscaping van, slept in parking lots, shopping centers. So it's kind of been a journey. And I've been coming back ever since. And I kind of have a certain attachment to this city. I watched it decade after decade after decade, and just overwhelmed with how special Saratoga is and how great Saratoga is. I never intended to develop in Saratoga. We develop literally thousands of houses in places like downstate, Long Island, North Carolina, developed in Florida, Colorado. So I really wasn't planning on it, but there's some interesting history here. Larry Roth, my partner, he'd been involved in the Adelphi Hotel, which was 32 rooms, Morrissey's. They were actually leasing the space next door for the restaurant, Salt and Char. And he really started this project, and he had some partners. He bought his partners out many years ago. Well, I shouldn't say many years ago. He bought his partners out about 3 years ago. And we're both, from the same area downstate. And he approached me and said, the Rip Van Dam Hotel and the adjoining property, it's quite a good-sized parcel, is for sale. What do you think I should do? And, we kicked it around. And at the end of the day, we felt like, well, the Adelphi's 32 rooms. It's always booked. It's always sold out. Let's kind of right-size the hotel. So we settled on taking the Rip Van Dam property and expanding it and making it 65 rooms where the Rip Van Dam was once we were able to acquire it, and then building condominiums in the area adjacent to that. So it would be one complex, all married to each other. And then the thought was, let's, amenitize it. Every amenity you'd find in a 5-star hotel. So, we have plans for an incredible gym, game rooms, billiard rooms, card rooms, sauna, cold plunge, all kinds of amenities that you would find in hotels like that, outdoor sitting areas. But then you take it one step further and you take the amenities of a hotel. How many people get to live in a condominium and really have the type of amenities that you can have here? You have a concierge who can help you with reservations. You have a concierge who can arrange for your condominium to be pre-stocked with food if you're coming in. You want room service. You want maid service. You need help with your dog. Maybe somebody has to walk it for you. All of those things we can do for our residents who would really have the benefit of their own condominium, but while living in a 5-star hotel. Well, actually, the vision really, I've done it downstate, where I've combined residential units with hotel so that the residential people have all the opportunities to benefit from what's in the hotel. And it's been wildly successful. People love the lifestyle. The real vision, the place I saw it, was the Plaza in New York. And that's what inspired me to do that model. It would be similar to maybe a Four Seasons residence where you have the benefit of the hotel. So that was my inspiration. We wound up with 79 homes here. Originally, when the architect designed the building for us, there were substantially more units, but they weren't as luxurious, they weren't as big. They couldn't really hold the finishes and the level of detail and the spaciousness and everything I envisioned. So we combined apartments, we reworked the plan. So there's 79 condominiums, and in the condominiums, everything is really state of the art. The finishes will be, high level. like luxury kitchens, silestone, really nice bathrooms, restoration hardware vanities, 7-inch wood plank, nice level of molding detail, high ceilings, really spacious, spacious, what you'd expect to find in a condominium that would be married to the Adelphi Hotel. The units range from about 800-foot studios, and 800 feet is larger than typically a one-bedroom apartment. But 800-foot studio apartments to 1, 2, and 3-bedroom apartments with dens in some cases. So it's 3 bedrooms plus a den, or 2 bedrooms plus a den. And we have a couple of penthouse suites. They're multi-level, very dramatic ceiling, their own outdoor balconies. And I should talk a little about the balconies. The balconies on some of these homes are several hundred square feet. They're expansive, they're long, and what they do in those particular homes is they bring the outside inside because it's so expansive. You have room for a table, chaise lounges, chairs on some of these. So depending on what you're looking for, if you're somebody who likes outdoor space, you select the right home. We have it for you. Obviously, there's a beautiful courtyard, but we planned the building to have 2 outdoor terraces for outdoor seating, chaise lounges for people to get sun when they want to, people to be outside, not to feel like they were confined to a building. So, some of the homes will overlook the courtyard and overlook the outdoor areas that we created. So I think, we tried to have something for everybody here. And what I didn't mention is the parking. Parking in Saratoga is a valuable commodity. And here every resident will have their own underground parking, and by the way, heated. So you come right in, you'll be able to enter either through the hotel lobby and access your condominium, or enter through a residence-only lobby. So you have your choice of how you want to enter the hotel. You may enter through the garage, go right up in the elevator. Your guests may choose to valet park in front of the hotel. If you have guests, we're valet park for them, or they can park themselves. So the potential for your living experience here is really unlimited. This really became a labor of love for Larry and I. Meeting after meeting, hour after hour scrutinizing every home. And we wanted to really be something for everybody. So obviously, if you live in Saratoga, you're in the heart of town. There's no better location in Saratoga. And this is an iconic site, historic site. Any book you read about Saratoga, 1870, this is really a piece of history. So people who live in the area are familiar with that, and they appreciate that. So I wanted people who perhaps didn't have the need for a home. Maybe their kids had grown, kids had moved out, they were maintaining a home. So now they had a place, they could stay where their roots were. They had a place, and they could move here without leaving home. And then, there are people who come to Saratoga. Saratoga is ideally located. It's about 3 hours from New York, 3 hours from Boston, 3 hours from Montreal. It's in the heart of really New York. It's an iconic destination, one of the best, if not the best town, small city in New York, maybe even in the country, but I'm biased. And so it's so ideally located, and it offers so much. So if you're somebody who skis, You have Gore Mountain 45 minutes away. If you're somebody who likes music, you have Saratoga Performing Arts Center. The concerts there are incredible. If you're somebody who likes the water, Lake George is a half hour away. Plenty of activity on Saratoga Lake. So you have that, but then I didn't mention the crown jewel of all of them, Saratoga Racetrack. And there are people who, come for the summer, and they really struggle to find a place to live, and often it's last minute. Often they get there and they're disappointed. So to know you have a place to call home, that you don't have to struggle, that you can leave your clothes at, you can, furnish to your liking, is really important. And why I brought up furnishing, if you buy a home here, there's two ways you can buy it. You can buy it finished. You go out, you buy your own furniture, you go out and you design it, you decorate it. But if you're somebody who's looking for kind of turnkey, we'll have some model homes we can duplicate. We have our own designer who can work with you. And, the nice thing is these days, you can design an apartment over Zoom. You don't have to have meeting after meeting. Product is shown on Zoom. Layouts are done on Zoom. Plans are marked up. So we can make easy for you. I'm going to be candid. With me, it's a love affair with Saratoga. It's been really 50 years of my life. When I started out, I was just a fan. I built a daycare center at Belmont for charity. I'd met Jerry Bailey. He told me about the need. We did it here in Saratoga a couple of years ago. It's called Faith's House. Saratoga's been my life, and I want to share it. And so this is really like going to be the crown jewel of Saratoga. I've always kid people, when this is done, Larry and I will stand across the street and be the two proudest people in Saratoga. He tells me we'll be the two poorest people in Saratoga. It's yet to be determined, but we'll get there. But I know, for me, I love this so much, and am so proud of it that the first unit I sold was to myself.